right, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, I know those glasses.
I stole them, and man, is she pissed.
Yeah.
She is
It
not
doesn't take
happy.
much.
She is not happy with me. But hey, an early Happy New Year to the crew.
Absolutely.
We are known as This Fan's View. We take all songs and requests. We play nothing. No, we're This Fan's View, and we're now presented by City Distilling out of Philadelphia. Anybody that enjoys a little taste of vodka and or a few other sips, you need to go check them out because they got some great holiday flavors going on right now. Check them out on their website page for hours.
Dad, did you see that they're open on New Year's Day?
I was
Really?
just stole half my promo.
Oh, sorry.
But that's okay because I could use all the help I can get. But yeah, check their hours. They're really doing a phenomenal job this holiday season. I think everyone here. I don't know, Mario. Did you had a taste, right? 2 tastes. All right, that's good.
Two jingle juices on
yeah.
Christmas Eve, right?
I think I finished the last one, didn't I?
I believe so.
You were
Carolyn
that
also
guy.
had some. Yep. I think
Yeah,
Dolly even had a little.
She did. She drank the whole thing by herself.
Wow.
It's funny because John's our runner and John doesn't even drink. I mean, that's the funniest thing alive.
Well, that's the best kind of runner.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's the best.
Driver.
Right.
So, kudos to John. I'm going to throw it up to John. You got all of about 3 minutes to talk about fantasy football or the commissioner's going to, cut you off. So if anybody missed last week's show, we now have a commissioner on board for the show. And that would be one Anthony Pignetti. The title pays absolutely nothing. So don't look for any checks, but we can help you out with City Sips.
All right.
As long as they're iced tea flavored, he's in.
Iced tea. Yep, iced tea flavor. He's good. And Mario, you're getting called out by your mom that you're a liar. That she
What?
Yeah, she's calling you a liar that she drank the whole thing.
No, Ma, you did drink the whole thing. All by yourself. Yeah, you did. She was so drunk she doesn't remember.
But anyway, you're cutting into my fantasy football time.
Sorry.
You're now down to 2 minutes.
I know. Well, that's because you lost this week. The viewers beat Carl 213.36 to 146.96. Tyler O'Brien was the high scorer this week with a 234.84 score. He got a little upset that his brother won last week, so he had to step up his game, and he finally listened to his dad, and he got some good information. So it helps when you listen to your dad for all those kids out there.
So wait, you're helping the viewers now?
Nah, just help. Giving Tyler a little bit of advice.
Ah, okay.
I didn't know it
It's
was
always
time,
helping the
Mario.
viewers.
Always helping
Okay.
the viewers. That's what this game's about. Is all advice.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's
All right.
So.
All right. Minute and a half.
Uh-oh. We got somebody else trying to take over commissioner there, Anthony. So watch your back.
Yeah, I was looking on my watch.
So congratulations, though, to the viewers, because that after 16 weeks, they do have the official 10-6 win, so that we will not be able to win this year for the host against the viewers. So congratulations to them. 2 years in a row now that they beat us. So we're going to have to do a little bit more studying, and you guys are going to start listening to me a little bit more next year, and so we can get back on the winning track here.
How about we stop listening to you?
Oh my God.
Hey, it's working for some people. But anyway, so yeah, congratulations to the viewers, and we got 2 more weeks to go, and then we got our playoff one for the Super Bowl run. So,
All right. So who's up this week?
This week it's a combination for all of us for the last 2 weeks. So for this week and next week we'll be tag teaming here and getting our votes in. So hopefully,
AKA that'll be John voting for all of us. We'll get us that.
Jesus, throw me under the
No,
bus.
you know what he'll do? He'll give us all a slip of paper and say, "Here, what's your choices?" And then he'll just throw it away and
Pick from this column.
yeah.
And he'll also give you that slip of paper 6 seconds before it's due. And then if you don't submit it in time, he just picks for you.
Oh, so you did find that email that I
Yeah,
sent.
you got that memo then, right?
No, I never found any memo. And I'm even more mad because I just found out today that Henry was the one who had the highest score when Anthony and I supposedly picked.
Well,
He never picked.
Henry's doing well now.
It's a conspiracy.
Ever since we called him out, he stepped up his game. We got to give him credit. 2 weeks in a row now, he's been up in there in the top 10. He won last week, and then 10 in the top 10 this week. So Henry's starting to do well. He's starting to. I guess Emily was teasing him too much, so he had to step up his game. He put his big boy pants on, and he's winning now against Emily at least.
Hey, easy on the interns, all right? Just easy on the interns, all right? We're all family around here.
Absolutely.
And besides, last week was breaking balls, but I see everybody's got John all figured out this week.
It's all good.
You okay? You're not gonna tear up?
Not me. It takes more than that.
Emily, I just got a text message from Emily that said, "Don't give him too much credit." So
You girls are the best.
Us guys got to stick together every once in a while. Always.
But anyway, we got our we got a lot of folks on board already tonight wishing us Happy New Year. We're going to get to our resolutions here in the second half of the show. But yes, Brian Brown, we've got a whole segment on John Madden. Are you guys old enough to remember John Madden and Pat Summerall?
Oh yeah.
On all the football and whatnot.
Yes. We're not that far away in age, Carl, so I'm not that young.
I just I know I'm out there, but I just want to make sure all you kids can reel it back in. I mean, is there anybody in today's you can throw them all together. No. I don't care what channel, what network, whatever, whoever. Is there anybody better than Madden and Summerall?
No.
I mean, because John Madden was just a character, and there aren't many characters out there that are still doing it.
Well,
you have Joe Buck on baseball and football, and that's all you really get anymore for the big games. So there's not really any creativity on either league's part.
Yeah.
To your point, Anthony, he was a character without trying. The people who are doing it now are trying way too hard. Mm-hmm. It just came natural to him.
No, I mean, most of the time, honestly, not even talking bad about these other people, but most of the time, the announcers that you have for some of these games are just dreadful. Like Mark Sanchez and whoever's with him. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. Just no one seems to have any type of character anymore. I mean, some of the guys for the pregame show, I might watch them if they did the actual game.
Right.
But for the game itself,
so
it's boring.
I'm going to interrupt you because Joe Stinger brings up Howard Cosell and Dandy Don Meredith. That was a very good combination, but still, I think I'll go Madden and Summerall over them.
Oh yeah.
So when did Madden stop doing commentating? How long ago was that?
2009, I think.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Wow.
I mean, he did it for a long time.
He did.
Because it was Al Michaels at the end. It wasn't Pat Summerall at the end.
Oh, that's right. Right.
So and they were good too, but no, I don't think anyone in that time has been as good. And for the regional broadcasts, when you have radio or mostly radio, I guess now because those games are on national television, but the radio guys for whatever market you're in usually are good because whether it's Merrill Reese or the guy who does the Sixers, they're really into the local team, and that's always been the case for whatever town you're in. But nationally, there's not anyone like John Madden.
No, I think Romo's trying to be that guy, but he's
trying too hard.
Right.
He tries. he tries a little too hard to.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel natural.
But Madden had all the gimmicks, like you guys, were saying. He had the Madden Cruiser, right? The bus rolled into town, right?
Because he never flew.
Right. Exactly.
He was afraid to.
You know, then you had turkey legs given out on Thanksgiving. Come on, seriously.
Right. But I think a lot of, as Mary was saying, a lot of that stuff came off as natural because that was sort of his character anyway.
Yep.
Right.
It didn't feel like someone was faking it and shoving it down our throat. That just seemed like he was the next guy next door, and that's what he would do anyway.
But I think he was in real life the way he was on camera.
Yeah. Well, that documentary showed, him talking to people, talking to the waitresses. He just seemed like a normal guy, and that's why everyone liked him. And some of the 90% of the announcers now are former players. So Tony Romo's trying, but Tony Romo doesn't come to me as a man of the people.
Right.
So I don't know if there certainly could be a guy like that one day, but most of them now don't feel like that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep. Exactly. So
we've got a guest that's out there. John, have you got contact? Has he tried to sign on?
No, not yet.
We're having technical difficulties because he's emailing This Fan's View page. So I don't know that he got the proper sign-on information. So I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, John, I see you handling that. I just saw the message come through. So
Yep. Yeah. I'm going to. I'll message him right now with
all right. Thank you.
Yep.
So, but yeah, no, the whole Madden thing, caught us all by surprise, I guess, because we hadn't heard anything. But a lot of these guys live the private life, and if they were having any kind of sickness or illness or anything, we're not going to know about it.
Right.
Have they given a cause of death yet?
No, I haven't heard anything.
He said it was unexpected.
Yeah,
the documentary definitely looked like he was 85 years old. It didn't give any indication he was sick.
Right.
But he definitely looked 85 years old.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just so many good times, and we can roll through, name after name, and, all the guys that, that we make fun of because they do a horrible job. I mean, like Joe Buck. Joe Buck, he always refers to when he does baseball with Tom Glavine, you know what I mean? And, my Hall of Fame partner, or, who's the cowboy? What's his name? Aikman, my Hall of Fame partner. He just doesn't have that same charisma. He just doesn't have, what it takes, but they bring him back. I mean, he does all the big stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just easier to go with who can get it done. I mean, and at the end of the day, no one's watching any of those games because of who the announcer is. So, it would be nice if they developed someone else, if there was a kooky ex-player, that could do it. And but there's just not right now. It's just a lot of guys that seem exactly the same.
Well, I know a lot of these guys, and I know a lot of us, watch ESPN and a lot of the sports shows that are on during the week, and they all, all they're really doing is ridiculing coaches and, other players, and, they're really not, where's the entertainment? Where are they coming from with that? You know what I mean? You got so many ex-players, they still think they're putting the uniform on when they're not. It just.
Well, that's what was unique about what he did, because he could break down the game and he never took sides. He was just having fun. You watch a post-game show or one of these things, it's just guys ripping the coaches and the players, and these guys haven't played in 20 plus years. He tried to teach you a little bit of the game, and he was definitely a unique person.
Yep.
And I don't know. I feel like other than like the local guys, you're not going to see that much anymore.
What does John Dunn mean by his bank account says otherwise? Says otherwise what? What is that? He didn't make any money? I gotta think he had a pretty successful career, and he's probably worth a few bucks. Would you guys agree?
For John Madden?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Just with the Not the Xbox football, the video games alone.
The video games, the Miller Lite commercials,
Right.
the Madden Cruiser.
Yeah.
Joe Buck. I'm sorry. John Dunn was referring to Joe Buck. My bad. Okay. All right. I got you. Yeah.
I mean, listen, Joe Buck does a fine job announcing, whether people like him or not, but he's not like entertaining,
Right.
So
I mean, he definitely knows what he's talking about, but
well, you have to have that guy. John Madden was never the number one guy; he was the color guy. So you always needed Joe Buck, but Troy Aikman and Tom Glavine are not very colorful. That's the point. Who's the number 2 guy to go with those guys?
Right.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, Glavine does a nice job. You know what I mean? I love the way he breaks the game down. You know what I mean? Explaining situation, different types of thing. And I think Madden did the same, as a coach, with his trademark teleprompter, right? Isn't that what it was called?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
He invented the teleprompter.
Yeah. And the boom.
I think they've tried with A-Rod a little bit. He's tried to loosen up. But A-Rod already, there's half the people that just don't like him in general.
Right.
Right.
And he tries to be loose, but it just doesn't come off as, I don't want to say not natural, but it just seems like, A-Rod, shut up. I don't want to hear from you. You know what I mean? I don't know. He's good in pregame with like Big Papi and all those guys when they're together. They're funny.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Right.
That's pregame, just like Shaq and
Well,
Charles.
they have a shtick there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They got something going on. Big Papi's giving away, a thing full of money. You know what I mean? Just like they did with, NASCAR and football with Terry Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
I'd actually like to see him be the color guy. I like Big Papi.
He could be. Yeah, I guess it's tough to understand him sometimes. Is the problem?
Yeah, his English could come in because he likes to speak too much Spanish, and for us, for us Southwest Philly guys, that might be okay, but you know what I mean. Chris Collinsworth, I don't know. I don't think he was very good.
No.
They finally got rid of him.
Thank God.
But yeah. It's sad. It's sad because every week that we do a show, we seem like, we're paying respects to someone that's passed away. It's been a hell of a year, been a hell of a 2 years.
Yeah.
Through this whole COVID situation, of all these great players, great names that we've lost.
But think about it, Carl. We're getting older. The people that we were watching when we were kids are older than us, so it's kind of inevitable.
Yeah, I mean,
Still sucks.
I get it. It just it's sometimes 85
Right.
85 seems like too young. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
no doubt. No doubt about that.
You should still have another good 15 years left. I'll bring up one of Lauren's favorite. Where am I going with this, Lauren? Betty White, 100 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Right? She hates anything green. She eats nothing green. Imagine that diet.
That's my type of woman.
Yeah, so you
Betty
guys should be
White,
living like 120.
100 years old, right? She looks like she's ready to go out on a date, for crying out loud.
Sign us
And
up.
she's still funny as anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Is there anybody more notable that we've lost this year? Now that he's passed away, when you look back at all the people, when you look back at those memorials that they do, that highlight all the folks that have passed away. I mean, he takes the cake, right? As number one.
Well, the big one for me still stands as Hank Aaron. You know what I mean? Losing Hank. The home run hitter. You know what I mean? That was for me that was was a big loss.
I still remember that. Still remember him breaking that record.
We've just lost so many, but Hank Aaron, I grew up, watching those guys. You know what I mean? Then I had to put up with, McGuire and Sosa, stealing the records. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It just that one to me hurt this past summer, and they just paid a ton of respect to him. Most recently, they had him out in Atlanta for the World Series, and Mrs. Aaron was there, and the family, and who we going with here, Bryant? Help me out.
That's Barry Bonds.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bonds. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah.
Barry Roy.
We have that E60 on right now.
yeah, but I always catch it halfway through. I got to start from the beginning.
Barry Bonds. Yeah. I mean,
Well, he didn't.
Funny.
No.
it's been a crazy year.
Well, honestly, it's been a crazy 2 years when you think about it, because the first person that passed away that I think caught the entire world off guard was Kobe Bryant.
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh,
And that was in
100%.
January of 2020.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
it just seemed to
And it just kind of
Snowball.
all went downhill from there.
yep.
That message that came through early Sunday morning, nobody could believe it. Everybody was running for verification of, is it true? Is it true? Just a bad situation. Johnny, you making out? You got any update for us in the green room?
I'm trying. Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Okay.
I sent the message to him that he's got to check my junk mail since we haven't talked before. So it's in the junk mail, and showed him where to go. So
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
So I have a quick question in case we do have a special guest. And whoever wants to go first is fine. What of 2021, and your answer can't be COVID. That can't be the answer. What do you not want to take into 2022 that was present in 2021? And COVID cannot be an answer.
Mm.
Preferably sports related, obviously. But what do you not want to take into 2022?
The Cowboys.
What are you going to do? You're going to disband them?
I just get rid of them. Yeah.
You want to get
Yeah.
rid of them?
We'll get another team. So on that, did you hear that they have the saddest fans in the NFL?
Well, they haven't won shit since 1995. I'd be sad too.
They did some type of study. I saw it on the news today. They have the saddest fans. The second saddest fans are the Patriots.
What are they sad about?
Because they haven't won it.
Who
they haven't
knows?
won it in 4 years.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
But I do like these answers that are coming through. Brian Brown, that's exactly what I was going to say, was Ben Simmons. I'd like to go into 2022 without him as part of the Sixers. Jack, right on the ball with Claude Giroux. And baseball
that's because he ran Jake Voracek out of town. So it's his new whipping boy.
Right. That's fine. And Dad, could you also let Mom know that Dick Clark died about, 5 years ago? At least at this point. So I'm not sure if you might have missed that memo, but he's like dead and like way.
Yeah, he kind of like lived on for years without anybody knowing he was still alive.
They tried to keep him alive, didn't they? They tried. They stood him up every year.
It was like weekend at Bernie's. Once the ball dropped, he kept moving around.
Yep.
I got it. My personal for all this is definitely in the lockout. And I think what Anthony's been talking about for a while now is why can't we sign, a 5-year deal, a 10-year deal? Why do we have to sign a 1 or a 2-year deal? Let's put this crap behind us for 10 years. You know what I mean? And not deal with this every year. You know what I mean? It's last time I checked, it's still a great game. You know what I mean? Does it have its flaws? Yeah, it definitely has its flaws because everybody wants to change different rules and, they want to speed up the game or they want to do this or they want to move the mound back or move it forward or, you can't crash into the catcher anymore. Leave the game alone.
Right.
Leave the game alone. You know what I mean?
And I don't think those are actually the problems. I mean, those are what they say are the problems because they don't want to talk about the problems. The problems is again, that it's not fair for all teams. You can't have a team in Cincinnati win. It's very rare. You got to have some type of salary cap, and I think that's what the owners are trying to do, and the players don't want that.
Right.
I don't mean all players. I mean about 15 to 20 players that have their money so high that they don't want to be told. But I think a lot of that stuff fixes itself out once you have a feeling that if you're in other towns, your team has a chance to win. I mean, every Sunday night baseball is Yankees and Red Sox. The playoffs, Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers. I mean, enough. It's just not exciting. You know, that needs to be fixed. And if that means that you need to have a strike or a lockout until you have a salary cap, I mean, I don't know if the owners are actually going to do it and go forward with that, but you know, maybe something like that actually makes sense because it's literally the only sport that doesn't have that balance. Not saying that just because you have that, your team's going to be good. You still need, you know, management that's smart, but it's not a fun game because at least half of the teams feel like there's no chance after April. It's just, it's ridiculous.
Our commissioner has spoken, and hopefully somebody's listening. So, you know, I mean, I hear you. I listen to you all the time when we start talking about this, and you know, they're all points that, you know. Do you think anybody like brings this up? I think the owners actually get that, and the players won't budge in it. And normally I'm on the player side, right? They have less money than an owner, blah blah blah. But in this circumstance, all the other leagues have done it. The MLB Players Association, the union, is the strongest union in all of sports because it's the oldest, and it's being led by like 6 of those 10 guys on the board are Scott Boras guys. So he's in their ear. So if you're Bryce Harper, you don't want to make less money. But if you're Bryce Harper or one of these guys, you should understand that the other players can actually get more money. So if you're making a little bit less, everyone else will be making more. And wouldn't you want your team to compete? Now, he's not the best example because the Phillies can compete. But if Bryce Harper was on the Reds, there would be no more money for anyone else on the team. So it just, for the sake of baseball, we don't need to change the rules and the pitch clocks and this and that. We need to fix the real problem, which is it's not competitive. It's boring for those other teams.
No, that's why you got to get a floor. You got to get a floor for your salary caps, you know, and then.
Well, I hope no one signs anything till they figure something out.
Right.
We can't just say, hey, let's go on for one more year like it is, because then we're going to have the same issue next year. And this can't be in the news every year.
But John, what would you consider a good floor to be?
Well, if you, let's say, what's it like 208 million right now is like the cap that they got. I would say maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 160.
So that means that as an example, so 160, right?
Yeah.
So that means the Pirates would have to go from $50 million.
Do they spend 50?
I think they were at 46 or something.
Dollars?
Yeah, so they got $120 million more. But we have,
right.
But
so and there would be
hold on to that point there, Anthony. We have our special guest here. We want to bring in.
Good.
Oh,
hey,
wow.
and talk to the IT guy because I made it happen. I made the
I sent him the login.
Oh, so did I.
There he is.
There he
All right,
is.
so let's get. How are we doing there, Bryant? So
there's our guest. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Doing very well.
I'm happy I got in.
We're happy you got in as well.
So Brian, we had to. You were just hearing it. You might have to settle our argument here. Who was the IT person that helped you out, Carl or Lauren? Because Lauren, I know, sent you the last message.
It was Carl.
Oh, come on. How much did he pay you?
I thought we would have had an understanding here that I was the one that took you.
How much did he pay you there, Brian? Come on.
Well, I don't know. I'm not good with IT, so like I have to figure it out. You know,
look,
but at least I'm on.
The bottom line is that we got Gafal on the show tonight. And hey, right out of the chute, where are you going to be on January 12th?
Right at your show, like at Dagwags.
Dagwood's Pub. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you
I'm
go.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be a little colder than what I'm used to, but because I'm in Marker Island now, right now.
I don't know. It's been pretty warm up here. So.
It has been. It's been warm up here.
Florida guys like throwing that temperature around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say?
We get it. You live in Florida.
Mario's living down in Sarasota. He's just home for the holidays.
He just has a fake tan. He painted his face orange, so he looks like he has some something.
That's the beard. Makes me look tanner than I really am,
Oh,
John.
there you go.
There you go. So Jack was on board. It's like Christmas morning again. There you go. So your number one fan is listening, and if you'd like to send some holiday greetings his way, feel free.
Hey, Jack. How you doing? It's good to hear you again, and Happy New Year. Looking forward to the new year with everything going on the last couple of years. We're hoping for a better year after this.
Absolutely.
Yep.
For sure. What's your feelings on hockey situation right now? Is this did they take the right stand by putting things on pause for a couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think so because it takes a little time, but now I've noticed that there's people getting a little more sick, more like the flu, but not even COVID. But a lot of people are getting sicker now. I'm not sure why, but I love it in Florida because you get healthier and it's much better for you.
What's the temperature down there today?
Well, it was 85 and sunny.
There you go.
Excuse me.
85 and sunny. Were the fish biting today?
Oh yes, and I played golf yesterday too.
What have you been catching?
Some snapper and some grouper.
All right, so here's the question, right out of my back pocket. Is the fishing better in Florida or South Jersey?
Oh, by Florida by far.
Yeah.
Much more fish out here.
All right. So
That makes me feel better, Dad, because we don't catch anything when we're in Jersey.
Well, you don't have to know where to go. I always catch it.
That's probably part of it.
The only thing I've caught in Jersey is shark. I've never caught anything else in Jersey.
I just catch a lot of seaweed most of the time.
You're not doing the right way.
No,
Brian,
You have to be on the bottom
that's accurate.
and get some flounder.
Brian, one time I saw a picture when Lauren and Carl were fishing. It looked like a pond. It was like a little puddle that they found. It must have rained the night before. And they thought that was a spot to go fishing at.
John, did anybody ask you?
And they wonder why they can't catch anything.
Our breaking ball segment was last week for Christmas. John's just joining the show.
Well, I didn't get to break balls because nobody asked me what to do. So you skipped over me. So I get my stuff in now.
He's still crying.
Jesus.
So what are you thinking tonight, Brian? You got the Flyers and they're out in Seattle. What are you? Do you follow the current team much?
Yeah, a little bit here and there, but now there's other couple of guys that are out, like the regulars, and so like it'll be weird because like they had a break after Christmas, and hopefully they're ready to go again because they need to, like they have to start winning more games, and the goalie has been playing well, but with the teams looking getting more players sick. It's kind of weird because you're not sure how the teams are playing against each other.
Right. Yeah, it just seems these teams are losing, anywhere from 5 to 10 players, on a regular basis. They get a couple back, they lose 3 more. It just doesn't seem to be correcting itself. Help me out here because Canada seems to want to cut down, teams traveling into Canada to play. But yet I watched the Sixers the other night in Toronto. Does that make any sense?
Well, there's only one team in Canada in basketball, so like they don't have to worry about the one team. But they have 7 in Canada, and it's in Canada it's a lot different because like they're blocking flights and it's kind of nasty the way it is set up, and It's different, so I don't know what they're going to do for the Olympic break. Maybe they could catch up a couple of games, because they're not going to the Olympics again. Right. And so I don't know if they're going to make up the games for the Olympics. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause they had slotted, time for that. You bring up a good point. So maybe they'll have a makeup period there for some of the games.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because like if they keep getting sick, it's going to be just weird. Because like now, like even in Canada, like they won't allow fans anymore, and so that helps doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
For sure. Yeah. So we've got a bunch of our listeners on, and if you guys have any questions for Bryant while he's on board with us for a little bit, feel free to throw them up on the chat board, and we'll get to them for sure. But any of you guys have any questions for Brian? I don't want to fill up the night. You guys are more than welcome to jump in.
Brian, how's the cigar business doing?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. I mean, in Florida now, I met a couple other places. So like now I'll start getting into some golf clubs in Florida, because there's no tax, and it should make it better, because they can smoke all year, and I slowly have to keep building the business. And I think for next year, like I think I'll probably have Jaworski will have his 7 clubs. My cigars in his shop there, and and in the summer again this year, like I'll still do cigar nights and have some charity golf events that I run, and it'll keep me busy, and I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. And you'll have them with you at Dagwood's, right? If folks want to buy them.
Yes, I will. Yes, I just brought a bunch back with me.
Awesome.
I saw you got a new line also of T-shirts. Are you expanding your line?
Well, I have some T-shirts, but I just had an order. Like I just started with 50, and I sold out of I gave most of them out, and then so like I added another 50. So I'll make sure I get you guys some T-shirts too.
We definitely need to be wearing the Gafal. The name brand up here in Pennsylvania. But Dagwood's is going to be, I think that's a good cigar spot. What do you think, guys?
Yeah,
oh, absolutely.
definitely.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's a good cigar spot, especially where they have a landing and they can go outside and smoke.
Exactly.
Oh, that's nice. And then so maybe what they could do is like if they want to have some orders before, they can Venmo me, and then I'll have everything all set up. That way, I'll know if I can have to bring more or not.
Okay, I'll get with you. I can get with you, and we can post all that. Correct, Lauren?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you can let me know, Brian, what exactly is available, because I know you have like some variety packs and some different ones. So if you let me know exactly what people can buy, I can definitely get those pre-orders going.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good. Thanks, Lauren.
Perfect. Sounds good.
How's the marriage going?
It's going.
It's
we got
going.
our wedding photos a couple days ago, so that's fun to sort of relive all that, because I think in those moments, I guess as the day's happening, you don't remember a lot. So it's nice to look back on those photos and actually remember what that day looked like. So we just
who was there and how many people were there? It's nice memories. Just it goes so fast, and so best wishes to both of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. So I think, Brian, what was the biggest goal of your career?
Well, probably was in 1987, Game 6 in the finals against Edmonton, where I tied the goal 2-2 and then JJ Day scored with 3 minutes left, Game 6 in 87. So, but it was probably the most important goal for me, because at least it gave us a chance to win a Stanley Cup with Game 7. And Hextall played out of his mind, but we fought really hard. But I think people here in Philadelphia remember how hard we tried, and even though we didn't win, I think they were proud of us for the effort that we put in.
Okay. And part 2 of that question from Brian Brown was the Kafal name came from Howie Mandel, correct?
Yeah, that's right. He did his shows in the early 80s in Atlantic City, And so I went to a couple of his shows and with my good friend Scott McKay, and then I liked what he was funny, and so I wanted to do something a little different. So in the mid '80s, I just started the guffaw every time I scored, guffaw at the center ice, and then I did the guffaw. I copied it on Howie, but he didn't mind. Like he probably had other things going on, and so I'm happy that I trademarked the guffaw. And I talked with him last year because he had a show in Atlantic City again, and so I know he has some health problems, but just good to connect with him and talk with him every once in a while.
Very cool. Very cool. Here's a great question. The winning streak of 79-80. What was the pressure like during that winning streak?
Well, it was at the start of the year because we won the first game and lost the second game 9-2, and then we went 35 without a loss. So it was pretty early in the year, but it wasn't. I started remembering after games 20 on, where it started to mount, where it got a little crazy with all the people that were following us, and of course everyone wanted to beat us, and then we went 39 to 29 in Boston, where you didn't win too much, and then we broke the streak there, and then we kept it up until 95 or 34 later. But yeah, it was special for me, and all the guys that were there still remember it. I mean, it's something that probably won't be broke ever.
Yeah, that's a heck of a streak for sure.
Yep.
Anyone else, Anthony? You're a big hockey guy from back in those days. Anything for Brian?
No, I mean I just watched the Penguins, so I don't have much to ask.
They had a couple of good streaks too, with Pittsburgh. They had some really good players, and they
only
still
got a
do.
10-game streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
And then it's 20 loss.
Yeah.
He's our resident pain in the ass. We have to put up with him.
Yep.
No
Got that right.
So Brian, how big are the fish that you're catching?
Well, it depends, what I'm fishing for, but usually a foot or two, just a nice size. So that you can take them home and fillet them and eat them, but fresh fish is so nice to have, and we're right on the Gulf of Mexico, where it doesn't take long to go out and fish and catch something that you need, and then you can kick it right up.
Oh yeah, yep.
Very
Did they
cool.
give you a good fight?
Oh yeah, especially the bigger one. Sometimes they're too big, and we only have lines that aren't made for the bigger fish, and then the bigger fish kind of snap the lines.
So what are you using for bait?
We usually shrimp a lot of
Really?
shrimp, and a lot of live bait too.
Okay.
We cut up the fish.
Huh.
Very nice.
Yeah, live bait's usually best.
Yeah.
I never heard of using shrimp though. That's actually pretty good because it's very pungent. So
Yeah, well, because it's usually the snapper and the grouper like the fish there, with shrimp. We cut it in half, and then it drops to the bottom, and then bang, right off. You got it right away.
do you only fish in the Gulf?
Well, in New Jersey, we go in the bay, in the ocean right there. But in Florida, I just moved here a couple of months ago, so I just finding a couple other people that have some boats, and so then I'll go with them.
There you go.
So Jack has a question about your playing time in how do I pronounce this? Lugano in Sweden.
Lugano, Switzerland.
Yeah. What was it like playing there?
Well, at that year it was I was playing in Minnesota for a little bit, and then I also went to Logano, just where Igor Larionov was playing there too, and so it was good for me because it gave me a chance just to play a little bit more, get some more ice time, and then that year every Christmas in Davos, Switzerland, they have a big hockey event. And I played with Team Canada, and so we won the Spangler Cup in '92 with that too. Chris Terrian was 17. I remember he was a young guy, and I was the oldest guy in the team, and so we got to play against each other, and it was still nice. You win for your country. Like we played Team Canada was special, and then just having the break right there was nice. But yeah, I loved Logano too.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. A lot of comments and whatnot about your playing career between Jack and Brian Brown. They just put so many line combinations together, that I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, well, no wonder you scored so many goals. I'm like, all these guys did was feed you the puck all night.
That's right.
Allison and Flockhart and
yeah. So, Dad, I think Jack's asking, was the better line the Rat Patrol, right, or the high speed line?
Well, it was Kenny and Paul Holmgren because that was at the start of the career because we played more years together, and then Flotgar and Allison, we did really well, but we only played a year together. And then Poulin and Kerr, we moved from there, and then so we played a lot there with them for 5 years, and with Mark Howe and the Beast, and so. At the start, I'd say it was Paul Holmgren and Kenny that got me a good started.
Nice, very nice.
Nice to see him get the Hall of Fame induction this year, Paul Holmgren, for you.
Yeah, and Rick Tocchet too.
And Rick Tocchet as well.
It was a nice time. Like we had an alumni game with 50 alumni all over the world that traveled to it, and so it was a fun game. And plus, it was physical, and the guys wanted to win. And it was a special game where. Everyone was competitive. That was for sure. Especially Briere and Gagne were there, and then Leclerc, Lindros, and a couple other players. So it was competitive.
Marsh was throwing the body around a little bit.
Oh yeah, he always does.
And Chris Terrian as well.
No, not as much as Marshy. Marshy gets excited every once in a while.
He still thinks he's 30 years old, right?
That's what he does. Yeah.
Hey, I want to, absolutely, thank you, for taking the time during, the holiday season to jump on board with us tonight. Wish you happy holidays, a happy New Year, and we're going to see you January 12th at Dagwoods. And we'll jump on. Lauren will be in touch, or I'll be in touch. One of us will be, so we can maybe get some pre-orders together for some cigars.
Yeah, sure.
And make this trip well worth it for you.
Yeah, no, good. I look forward to it. I'm looking forward to Dagwoods too.
Perfect.
Very good. I appreciate it. And any New Year's resolutions you like to leave us with? Anything you're setting up ahead of time?
Well, since I stopped drinking like 5 years ago, I don't really worry about too many things, but it's just staying healthy, and your life is special because every day you live is special, and because you see people dying all the time, and you're not sure what's going to happen, but I live every day. It's going to be my last, and I'm very happy with my life and with my family and my wife, and it's everything is going really well.
Excellent.
Very cool.
Well, again, appreciate you jumping on board with us tonight, and glad that we could take up a few minutes of your time and Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon.
You too. Thanks,
Thank you.
Dan. Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. Yep.
The proper guy is he's awesome. He he always finds time for us, which is special.
Yep.
You know,
So Dad, I got a quick question for you, and I think this comes up an awful lot. There are very few people like Brian Prop. There are very few people like, I think, old school hockey guys in general. I mean, for example, he came on the show tonight. You didn't pay him anything. You just sent him a Facebook message and said, hey, would you like to join in? 20, 30 years from now, who is that? Who is the next Brian Prop of hockey? Who is the next guy who you're just going to send a Facebook message to, and he's going to hop in to our StreamYard here and join us for a couple of minutes without saying, well, how much are you paying me?
Right.
I think there'll be someone, but I don't think it's going to be. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll be the name recognition guys that you have now. There'll be I'm trying to make things,
But I don't even know that that'll be the case.
Yeah,
I don't even know that the third string goalie would say, yeah, sure, Carl, I'll hop on.
But I don't know it's about that. Your dad has the guys in the store, and then they start a good relationship. So
yeah, well, we do. We've got a rapport that we build with guys, and there's a trust factor that that you're not gonna ask them stupid questions and put them on the spot, and just make a fool of the whole situation. No, we've built relationships with a lot of guys. You know what I mean? And the question Lauren's asked is the same one that I've been asking. These guys are willing to come out, and share experiences, whether it's This Fan's View or it's Carl's Cards. You know what I mean? They'll come out. We ran a fundraiser at the store in the parking lot for Bill Mattis when his son passed. And those guys came out, and we raised $6,000 in 2 hours. You know what I mean? They're friends now. They've become friends.
Right.
And I look at it like that. And so many guys have reached out to me through my accident and everything that's going on in life, checking in. The Lou Nolans of the world, checking in all the time. You know what I mean? I see Jimmy Watson at the Wegmans up the street, and he immediately runs into me with his shopping cart. Yo, dude, what are you doing? Grocery shopping? You know what I mean? It's just, these guys become part of what you do. You're reaching out to them. We're helping Brian, with his cigar business. It's a hand-in-hand situation, right? You try to build these bonds, with different people. You know what I mean? Matt Stairs coming to Carl's Cards, January 15th, right? He's on his way to Florida for Dream Week. He gives us a call and says, hey, any interest? I can swing by. He normally would get, a ton of money, to come out and do a signing. But he makes it a situation where, it's a win-win for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, these are good times. You know what I mean? I would have dialed up Bernie Perrant for tonight, but Bernie has his own podcast going on, and he was tied up. So,
No, he doesn't. There's no other podcast but this one.
If there's one guy I'm gonna promote, it's Bernie. I've been friends with him for over 30 years, and
he sent you a Christmas gift, right?
Well, he did. He's now out there. I should have had it. I should have had my prop here, and I could have displayed it. But
don't you have a prop there that you wanted to?
I do, and here it is. Here it is. How about this? Well deserving from my daughter Lauren. A Wayne Gretzky 2005 bottle of wine signed by the great one himself, Wayne Gretzky.
He didn't start his company until 2008.
Shut up, John. Nobody asked you.
Did I not tell you he missed the whole Breaking Ball segment last week? He brought it this week, not last week.
Yeah, he's making up for it.
He's making up for it.
I was put in the corner. I couldn't say anything.
I was
Okay,
put in the corner.
John, for the last time, he opened up the floor. He said anybody who who would like to break balls, and you said nothing.
No,
So-
and I was starting to it, but nobody asked because he said, Lauren, what do you want to do? Anthony, what do you want to do? And he made Anthony the commissioner, and then he asked Mario, and then he skipped over me because it was over. So you were ready for it too today. That's great.
John, I didn't. Even,
I took the commissioner's button.
I didn't even use it. I gave you the benefit of the doubt, and you couldn't get past episode 1.
Nope.
It's
We
all
had it.
good.
We had it
You
ready
made
to
it
go. The
55
commissioner's
minutes
button.
without getting the button.
Well, let me just tell you, Anthony, the Flyer streak will have nothing on me because it'll be using that. There'll be 70 shows. We'll be going into next century.
Yeah, I don't know that you can get. I don't know they can get 35 episodes without this button.
Definitely not.
Oh no, I'll be using it every day. Is what I'm saying. It'll be
Jeez.
used constantly.
All right, so we're winding down, and I want to, it's a touchy subject with somebody in this room, but I'll bring it up anyway.
Can't imagine who that is.
Eagles football Sunday, Washington. It's
Playoffs,
a must
baby.
win. It's a must win.
Oh boy, here we go.
Playoffs, baby. Now I'm being excited. Now you're going to give me a hard
No,
time.
he's allowed to be excited. Why can't he be excited?
Because
All right, so
they were winning 3-4 games. Now playoffs.
So that's
baby.
all right. Life changes.
so what has to happen?
Did you? You didn't get
What has to happen for them to clinch a playoff spot? They got to win.
Basically, all they got to do is win.
Yeah, they just have to win.
Saints lost. It would take. If they win on Sunday, it's basically a 98% chance that they're going to get in. And
The problem that's a little bit scary though, sometimes in these games, like when you should have beat the Giants, you're supposed to win
First
this
time.
game.
Right.
You're supposed to win this game, and if they're losing 3-0 at halftime, you get a little nervous. You got to win this game.
So what are you saying? The nervous part is that you got to play a good team in the playoffs. Because
not
look at the teams that we played in the last 8 games that we.
No,
we won
I'm saying
62.
they end up beating these good teams that you think they're going to have trouble with, and they have trouble with the Giants and the Redskins. You got
We
to
haven't
beat
beat
the
a good
Redskins.
team yet this year. That's the point. There's not one good team we beat this year.
What
Right.
I'm saying is the teams you have beat are better than the Giants and the Redskins. So
Well, the last time I checked, there were 32 teams in the league. They're 8-7, and they're all pretty good teams. So,
Yeah, they're
they're 8-7.
Lions, Chargers, Broncos, Saints, Giants, Jets, Washington, and the Giants. All trash.
8-7. 8-7,
Last 6
baby.
games.
8-7, baby. When somebody else picked them to win, maybe 3 or 4.
3.
I said
games.
6 or 7.
3.
No, you
Okay.
didn't.
I did so.
Oh,
It was
said
live on
3.
this show.
Find me
I-
the show. Find me the exact second
I
you
will.
said that, and
The first
I'll
week
eat
of
my
the-
words.
The
First
episode
week
we
first
were in.
week of the season. And
we were in-
I said they might go 2-9 to start the season. I did say that.
No. We were in Boston. We were listening to the show the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
John said they're going to win 3 games.
I don't remember this, but I'm going with it.
He said, I think they're going to win 2 or 3 games. Maybe that's it.
Yep.
And
that's what he
now
said.
they're in the playoffs. So
Yep. And now he's
maybe.
on the bandwagon again.
all I'm saying
Because
is,
they're going to get smoked at game 1 the
it's,
playoffs.
well, yeah, but okay. But listen,
Brian Brown would like you to go review the tape, Commish.
I'll find it.
I'll send it to you because I said 6 or 7 when we all made our
All right.
predictions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what I'm saying
Don't
is,
trust him.
I'm saying
You don't have
In
to trust me. I'll
football-
find it.
in football you can be pretty bad and then get pretty good. You know what I mean? So you should be excited that they're in the playoffs, even if you have a basketball team barely makes the playoffs and they lose. If they haven't been in the playoffs a long time, you're excited that they're there.
Oh, no, it's going to be a good thing. I'm not taking anything away from because if they get it, Jalen Hurts will get the playoff experience. It's all good. There's no bad side for it, but let's just be realistic about it. The teams that in the last 8 games that they won, they haven't beaten anybody good. That's going to be even in the playoffs.
No,
So-
but I mean they can't control their schedule, so they're doing.
No, I understand that. No, I completely understand it, and I'm not, but just let's be realistic about it.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying you can't lose to the Redskins because I could see them having a game where they barely win or sneak by. You got to figure out a way to win.
Yeah, I really don't think they're going to lose to Washington because Washington's really,
Well, the Giants were too, and they lost to them.
That's true.
well.
Yeah, but it's the Giants.
But that was a few weeks ago. But I mean they beat them this week or last week. So I mean, the only game you got to worry about is playing the Cowboys at the end of the season. But
Well, do we really need to worry about that? Aren't they going to sit their starters for that game?
no. What I mean by it is that's who will end up playing in the first round of the playoffs.
Right.
Most likely, so that's when you're going to have to worry about it, and then
starters or not, though, Mario, we always need to crush the Cowboys.
I know that.
There.
Exactly.
I know that.
But like I said, I mean, it's not.
Well, earlier in the show, Mario got rid of the Cowboys.
That's
didn't
right.
he?
Right.
Oh, that wasn't
that
real.
Makes sense. So now we don't have to worry about them because that's technically 2022. So
Exactly. And Sean,
There you
was
go.
right. He said 9 or 10 wins, and I laughed at him, and that was when I did that. I told him 6 and 7, and that was because the seventh game was because of the Jets were on the roster because
you got a lot of tape to review.
Well, I'm saying they're.
I'll find it. And I'm going to post it, and you'll be tagged in it right.
But it won't be the original one. I'm talking about before the season even started.
Blah, blah,
It
blah,
will
blah,
absolutely
blah.
be the original one.
Do I need to get you one of those too?
From September.
Carl, do I need to get you one of those buttons too?
No, it's the commissioner's not in charge. I don't know what's happened.
I give him a little leeway.
No, boy.
John, before we're done, John, wouldn't you say that the Eagles of the three teams playing right now are the most exciting team to watch of the three? Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll say this.
We're out.
I was gonna say if you're going to Sixers who are so inconsistent that's hard to watch. I didn't know where you're going.
I mean, but no, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're picking between what's the best slop. I don't know. I mean, the game Sunday wasn't that great except for the third quarter.
All right.
You know, I mean,
No, you're done. You're done.
That was him. He pressed the button that time.
Yeah.
I heard it. I heard him say I'm done. I heard him say that. That's all good.
I give you a long reel there. You're good.
Hey, John. Maybe we should have had Ricky Batalico on tonight. We could have asked him about his Bucks team getting their ass handed to them by the Saints, right?
God.
Exactly.
Right? They got shut out by the Saints.
And then they look terrible on Sunday night or Monday night. You know, I mean, but no, I mean,
anything's possible.
No,
Right.
exactly. And it's all good because it's all good experience. That's all. And like I said, from the beginning of the year, I didn't really have any judgments on the season. You got to learn because you got to see what Jalen Hurts can do. You got to see how Nick Sirianni is going to be.
Well, my biggest concern right now is not having Miles Sanders as the running back.
Right.
That's my biggest concern because I don't know if anybody picked up on the fact that he's got a busted hand and he's going to be shut down for a while.
Right.
So now you got to rely on
Jordan Howard and Boston Scott.
Howard and Boston Stott and Gainwell.
And Howard got nicked up a little bit as well.
Howard got nicked up too, right? So we don't know where he's at on the injured list right now. So, but all we can do is hope for a win on Sunday. That's all we want. One win at a time.
Right.
Yep.
And that's all you can do. You know,
One win at a time.
Just win the game, you know, and see what happens.
All right, let's go around the room. I'll start it off. New Year's resolutions 2022. We'll go around the room. I just 2 years is enough for me of all this COVID crap. I want to see everybody healthy and happy again. I want to be able to just go out and enjoy life again and not have to worry about all these things going on in the world. There's just too much politicking going on for all this nonsense, and I just want to see everybody happy and healthy again. I'll throw it to Lauren and Anthony.
So a little curveball. I was also going to say, what was your favorite moment of this fan's view from 2021? So I think maybe if you'll allow it, they can answer either one or both if they choose. But I'm going to go. My favorite moment from 2021 was when you came back from your accident for the very first time at Hanrahan's for the Bryant prop show. And that was the first time that you had been back after missing a few live shows. But you were back, and it felt like it. It felt like the energy in the room was back. We had done a few shows prior to that, one at Dagwood's, one at Hanrahan's. But having you back in your original spot definitely was my favorite moment of this year.
I stumbled through that night.
hey, you were there. That's all that mattered. And
Exactly.
you know, you limped your way up to the seat, but you got there, and that was all that mattered. So that was my favorite moment. As far as a New Year's resolution, I don't really do those. I have great intentions the first couple weeks, and then they kind of all go downhill after that. So I don't really put too much in that. Maybe I'll try to drink more water in 2022 and less wine. But
Well,
I can't
wait.
make any promises.
But water has wine in it. I'm sorry, wine has water in it. I got it backwards.
Never mind. I have no resolution.
That's the end of that.
Yeah.
I tried.
Wow. I don't have too much. I'm already pretty darn perfect, so I don't know what else I could do.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys should try living with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I like when John gets yelled at. Those are my favorite moments.
Coming from a Pirates fan. No.
Well, I can't. What would my resolution be to fix that?
Well, I thought that the thing you would not want to take into 2022 would be Bob Nutting as the owner of the Pirates.
I just hope that maybe they can come to some type of solution and
You won't say it.
no, because maybe it's I don't know what the actual problem is, but it's not fair in general. So I hope they fix that, and that's about it. I like John getting yelled at. That's fun every week.
Brian Brown mentioned that Dave Schultz was one of his favorites from this year. That was an interesting night.
I don't know if you can go to Dave Schultz live in his house. I don't know what he's got going on. I mean,
No.
it might be a little dangerous. I don't know what he's up to.
Jesus.
No, walking into Joe Diorio's in the middle of a vacation and seeing Dave Schultz and Mike Costanza together. That's quite a duo.
And then, Dad, I forgot to tell you when I was walking him to his car because he can't be trusted alone. I asked him how Mike was doing, and he told me he hasn't seen him because now he has a girlfriend, so he's done with him. So yeah.
Well, he also said he may have pissed off with his wife. So
Yeah, I believe
God.
that as
or his
well.
girlfriend, whatever.
Yeah. He definitely said something probably unsavory, I would imagine, if I had to guess.
It's no doubt. That's no doubt, Dave.
Yep.
For
No doubt
sure.
there.
Mario, what do you got for us?
So I will say my favorite favorite part of 2021, even though I wasn't involved in it, was you guys getting back on the road. Because I know how much those shows were, how much fun they were. So I'm glad you're able to do that again. As for resolutions, I'm like Lauren. I don't do resolutions. I always try to be the best person I can every day. So that's about it.
So Mario, if you're back in town for Christmas next year, I guess, and then Dad, I guess you have to confirm this with Hanrahan's. Our live show should be December 28th with them.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
maybe you'll be back in town for that one.
I would like to be back in town for one before that.
Well, yes.
just for
yeah.
right, just because I'll be there. But we'll see. I'll be back in February for a personal matter that I need to attend to. So hopefully that might fall on a show week, so I can show up for that.
Nice.
Very cool. Nice. Hey, John, wake up. It's your turn.
Yeah,
You're
John,
calling
don't
me?
miss it. This is your turn here.
It's my turn now. Oh,
We're
Let me
doing
get the button ready?
resolutions. We're done
Let me get the
breaking
hair fixed.
balls.
Let me get
Yeah.
the hair fixed. But definitely my best part of the show is just is like Mario said, getting back onto the road shows. The friendships that we've grown with the guests that we've had with Brian Propp and Ricky Batalico, became really good friends. I think he keeps messaging us to get back on the show every week. So he's enjoying the time that we had on the show, and then for the New Year's thing, just to enjoy life more. Because you've known. You've seen over the past couple of years how precious life is. So just enjoy it for what it is, and as long as you wake up every day and you have, it's a good day.
And maybe not be so hard on Philadelphia sports.
Well, just give me a good performance, and I won't have to be hard.
Right. Okay. Dad, do you have a favorite?
I say that about the show every week when I go to them.
Dad, do you have a favorite moment of this view from the year, since you didn't get that question?
It's hard for me to pick one. But I think, the friendship that we bonded so well with Ricky Patalico, where he was at 2 of our live shows, and he was at Carl's Cards.
And he took my hat.
In the course of 4 weeks.
Mhm.
That was some good bonding going on with Ricky Patalico, because Ricky just does. He's just not a pitcher. You know what I mean? He's just not a relief pitcher. You know what I mean? He was able to talk just a multitude of sports and conversation. He stayed at Hanrahan's that night till 11 o'clock. They told me.
Wow.
And it wasn't because they were buying him free beers.
I think that had something to do with it.
He said, I enjoyed it. The guys were, were easy to talk to. They weren't, in his words, they weren't assholes. You know what I mean? Because you see how some of those people can be sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
he was there late Bagwoods too.
We have to police it because that's what we do. But it's great getting back on the road. And having our sponsors on board now for, the security of having, three solid, sponsors on board with us. This thing with City Distilling is absolutely, that's big league stuff.
That's cool.
I mean, it's big league stuff. And, for a show that's grown, how long we've been doing this now?
Since 2018.
Yeah, October of 2018, right?
Yep.
Look how far we've come and what we've been able to accomplish as a group. We continue to add to it. And it's just, it's awesome. You know what I mean? I'm thankful for all of it. Just as I am, I wake up every morning and I get to go to Carl's Cards. It's just that those are getting to my age. You know what I mean? It's, those are precious moments nowadays after what I've been through this year. So,
makes you look different, doesn't it?
It does. It makes you look both ways when you're crossing the street. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Which you got back on the saddle today and got your hair cut back at Luigi's.
All right, so wait a minute. So I got to ask you about that. You have no hair. What did you get cut?
You're kidding me? They shaved me. They cleaned me. I mean, I'm like a different guy. You know when you go to a barber shop. You know what I mean? It's a whole different deal.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole different deal. The ears, the nose, the eyes. I mean, it's a different deal. You know
it's
what I mean?
Every week though, Mario. It's every week.
It's because it's got to look perfect.
Every 2 weeks, smart ass.
I found a good barbershop finally down around the corner from where I live, so I'm very happy.
Yeah. I mean, I had a gal, and shout out to Kelly Stein. You know what I mean? Shout out to Kelly, Sue's friend. She came to the house to cut my hair every couple weeks and kept me clean. You know what I mean? A big shout out to her. She's an occasional listener, and she told me, you got to go back. You got to go back and see your boys.
Right.
You got to go back. And, today just because, and John already made fun of me. Wednesdays were always my day. Right. Wednesday, for whatever reason, was my day to go get my hair cut. And today felt like the day. So.
Yep.
Great job.
There you go.
Yep.
Can't beat it.
Just look both ways.
Hey, if I can give out any suggestions, you gotta look both ways.
And watch out for the parked cars.
And even if you're on the sidewalk, you still gotta look both ways.
Watch out for those parked cars.
Yeah.
Watch out for the parked cars.
Yep.
They're the most dangerous.
But we survived it. It was a hell of a year, and I'm thankful to all the nurses, doctors, PT people, everybody that's put me back together. Lauren's put up with me. Sue's put up with me. Anthony, he doesn't. He just ignores everybody. So he's like, yeah, whatever. You want me to take the trash out? Okay.
Yeah.
But no, it's all good. You guys have all been awesome. John held the fort down for the most part at the store.
He sure did. I remember that morning when it happened, and I'm calling him, texting him. John, hello, where are you? Finally got a hold of him, and there he was, and he hasn't moved since.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, John, do you ever go home?
Mario was checking in all the
No,
time.
no.
Facebook message, calling me all the time. You know, you
Well-
guys, everybody's been so supportive. I can't, I don't even know where to start. I just want to throw a big party and invite everybody.
There you go.
In there.
Thankfully, the people upstairs moved out, so I just go up there at night
Yep. Nice.
and then just roll down the steps when it's time to come open the door.
Jesus.
Hey, Happy New Year to you guys.
Absolutely.
Happy New Year. Happy, healthy, happy, safe New Year. You know what I mean? Mario, hopefully we can get you out to a live show.
Yeah,
At least
we'll
once
make that happen.
You know what I mean? We'll find a chair for you. You'll be proud of John plugging in all them wires.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, believe me, I know what it's like. So I'm
Yep.
yeah.
So with all that, guys, happy 2021 and on to 22.
Yep.
You got it.
There you go.
Take care. Be well.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Bye, everyone.